That is. All righty, yes sir, yes sir. Welcome to another episode of D313XP, episode 13. We're back from a 2 week, might as well call it a vacation. Uh, man, welcome back, man. No, Miss J, Bree, man, gentlemen, how do y'all feeling today, man?
Feeling wonderful. Feeling great. Feeling great.
On
Feeling great.
time.
Excited about the show.
Absolutely,
I'm on
absolutely.
time.
Oh man, so we got a great show today, man. This episode 13, man. We'd like to welcome our special guest of the Format Podcast, our guy, a former Army vet, uh, Bruce Hope, man. Thank you for coming through the show.
Absolutely, gentlemen. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man. No problem, man. Thank you for coming through on the show. Very appreciate you, man. Yeah, man. So definitely we're gonna get this show started, man. So Bruce, man, so we're gonna start the show off with you, man. You can introduce yourself, to um, let people know about you, so we're gonna kick it off with you, man.
Yeah. Again, thank you so much for having me, guys. For those of you who don't know me, like he said, my name is Bruce. I'm the host of the Format Podcast. Definitely can catch that on YouTube. You can catch that anywhere you get your audio podcast. Just type it in your podcast platform, and we should come right up. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share that thing. I am. I'm a sports nut. I do a lot of things. So, quick background on me. I was born in Washington, D.C. Grew up through my grade school years, high school years in Maryland, pretty much what used to be Redskin country, now Washington Commanders. But I was, for whatever reason, never a fan of theirs. After I left high school, I lived in Missouri for 2 years, going to junior college. Then I moved to New York City, lived there for 8 years. Then I joined the Army. So I've been all around. Served in the Army for 9 years, Germany, Iraq, Korea. I've been around a little bit, but through all of that, my love of sports has always stayed with me. I really, because I've been so many places, I don't particularly have like teams based on location. College football, I'm a diehard Notre Dame football fan. Go Irish! Just since I started watching college football in back '93, that they were on every week, NBC deal, and every week I turn it on. There's a Notre Dame game. I sit down, I watch it. I fall in love with Notre Dame football, and that's what it is for me. Definitely appreciate college football all around, but I'm a diehard Notre Dame fan. I'm sorry, NFL football. I'm a Baltimore Ravens. Love them. Been a fan of theirs for probably about 24 years now. So long time fan of theirs. And NBA, Boston Celtics. I've been a fan of theirs since 1986. Larry Bird got his last championship. I was in third grade back then. So, I love those guys, and I've been a Celtics fan ever since. So, their recent playoff failures have pained me a bit, but it's one of those things, man. When you love a team for a long time, you're gonna have ups and downs, and it makes the ups that much more sweet. But yeah, that's pretty much my thing. I do a lot of things, as I mentioned. I actually, I am a trained and credentialed journalist. So during the football season, I cover the Jags for the Florida Star newspaper. Definitely do that, and a lot of other things. So yeah, that's me.
All right, man. No, you got anything for him, no?
All right. So, what made you actually want to go to the military, and like, what was your journey going through that whole process? Was it a fearful thing,
Yeah.
or was
So
it just like a family
um,
thing? Or
yeah. So with the military, honestly, it was just I'm married, and at the time when I went in, my daughter was about 3 years old. And, I was working retail job at the time. I think I was assistant manager at Finish Line or something like that. And the recruiter just came into the store one day, and I was talking to him, and I used to read a lot of books about the military, stuff like that. And realistically, I was just like, man, I got to do something better for my family, especially like healthcare, because, a lot of jobs don't have great healthcare. And if they do, you got to pay an arm and a leg, and you're not really bringing home much of a check. And so I was like, man, I got to do something better for my family. So I'm like, I went home, talked to my wife, and said, yo, let's go get this. And that was pretty much it.
All right, you're cool. Yes, but thank you for what you do, man. You appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
absolutely. It was I don't regret it. Had some good times, met some really great people. Obviously, got to travel and see some places that I wouldn't have been able to see otherwise. Well, maybe I would have, but it made it a lot easier to see some places that maybe at that time in my life I wouldn't have been able to see. So, been blessed enough to go to 11 countries and like 22 states now. So,
That's a blessing.
All that.
That's a blessing. Yeah. Bree, you got anything for him?
Now, since you said that, I got to bring this up. Like, out of all the places that you've been, what was your favorite place to be, and what was the worst place that you've been?
So what's funny about that? I don't even think I have a worst. Like, so my first duty station was Germany, and that was pretty cool. And being where Germany is geographically, it allowed us to be able to travel to a lot of other places in Europe, because it's so many countries around it. So we were lucky enough, me and my family, we got to go visit Switzerland and the Netherlands, and I've been to France like 8 times because it's right next to it. The UK, I have family in England, so you take a 2-hour flight, you're in England. So Germany was a really good duty station to go to. Korea was cool. I spent a year over there. Really enjoyed it. I was in Seoul. Seoul is an amazing city. So yeah, Seoul is amazing. Loved it a lot. Reminded me a lot of New York City. So realistically, I don't even know if I could pick one that was my favorite, but I definitely don't have a worst. Even when I went to Iraq, like, believe it or not, it wasn't that terrible. I was blessed enough that I never had to see any real combat. So, I was very, very thankful for that. And I was able to obviously come home whole and healthy back to my family. So yeah, just blessed. And it was just a good experience overall. And I'm blessed and thankful that I got the opportunity to travel and see those places.
All right, man. So, Mr. Bruce, man. So, tell us about how long you've been doing this, the Format podcast. Describe a little bit about your podcast.
So, when did I start the Format podcast? I started it as an audio podcast, probably around maybe like 2019, and I believe I started as an audio podcast, and at that time I was in journalism school at the University of North Florida. Really good program for a small school, believe it or not. And I was doing that, started the podcast, really enjoyed doing it. I did an internship on the sports desk at the Florida Times Union, which is the major paper here in Jacksonville. So that gave me some opportunities. But yeah, definitely was working the podcast, and then just reaching out, begging pretty much whoever I could on Instagram, hey, will you come on my show? And 2020, during the pandemic, I had been begging Rob Parker from Fox Sports 1. I had been begging him for months to come on the show, and finally he said, yeah, I'll do it. And so I did a Zoom with him, and I recorded the Zoom, and that ended up being my first show that I ever put on YouTube. If you go back and look, like, it looks so different from the shows I do now, right? But Rob Parker was on there, right? He's one of my biggest name guests that I've ever had. And so at that point, my uncle's telling me, hey, listen, like, YouTube needs to be the direction that you're pushing. He's like, you gotta push yourself. Because I was like, at first I was like, I'm cool with the audio thing, because then you gotta do the video editing, the post processing, and all this, and it's a lot, and just a lot of work. But he was like, you gotta push yourself, and it's gonna pay off in the long run, trust me. So Yeah, since about 2019, I've been doing the Format podcast and just experimenting with different things, like different segments and different show lengths, and trying to get, the best guests I could possibly get, and really, interact with people and continue to try to grow it. So yeah, that's where my journey has been with the show.
Absolutely, man. Shout out to Rob Parker, man. Rob Parker, he's been, spend his majority of the time here in Detroit.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, from Local 4, from the Detroit Free Press, he spent his long time here in Detroit, man. So shout out to Rob Parker doing this thing on the Odd Couple radio for Fox Sports Radio, man. So give a shout out to him, man. So, yeah, man. So, let's get into some sports talk, man.
Let's get it.
Bruce, talk about some football and basketball. What you feeling?
NBA Finals time, so let's talk some basketball.
Let's talk some.
I gotta say this before we get into it.
What you got?
We are glad that you're not a Dallas Cowboy fan.
Thank you. Thank you.
We gotta just put it out there. We so glad.
Thank you.
That's not me.
Thank you. Thank you. Whew, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's already. You said you. You a Baltimore Ravens fan? Okay, that's fine. The Boston Celtics.
Well, I'll tell you.
Yeah, that makes me a little
because being a football fan, it's almost like being a Cowboys fan in college, because it's either you love them or you hate them, and you revel in the tradition that the program has, but they haven't won in so long. 1988 was Notre Dame's last championship. 1995 was the Cowboys' last championship. So it's really an odd similarity there. Even though I detest the Cowboys too. I hate Cowboys fans. I hate the Cowboys, but realistically, it is a kind of an odd similarity there. And that's something I noticed recently. Like, wait a minute, like Notre Dame is kind of like the Cowboys of college football. So it is interesting that you say that.
Speaking of Notre Dame, myself and my partner here, Bree, we're Michigan State guys,
right?
So we, when the rivalry comes between that Notre Dame and Michigan State football,
Yes, sir.
we got the best out of y'all. We got the best of it. We was beating y'all. I think the last meeting that we had against y'all, we beat y'all in South Bend.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think
the last meeting we had against y'all in South Bend, we beat y'all.
I think you're right about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I gotta say this too. And normally, and I like you said, we Spartan fans. But today, just because you on here, Bruce, I had to put the Notre Dame shirt on, man. I had to just as an honor for you to come on. I had to put it on. So I normally don't do this for a lot of people, but I had to do it for you.
I will take it.
So
yes, sir.
So I'm gonna ask you this, Bruce, before we get into the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
So, like, you being a Notre Dame fan, which rivalry team that you can't stand the most?
Oh, USC, hands down. It's USC. I detest USC, and I can't wait for them to come to South Bend this year, because I want to put it on them, man. I want to knock Caleb Williams out the game. I do, because he won the Heisman last year off of making us look stupid, and I'm a fan, but I'm also objective, and I can admit, man, he did things that you shouldn't do to people against us. I mean, there's literally a highlight. I think I made a YouTube short out of it, and I think I called it like Caleb Houdini made the Irish disappear. And I want to say I counted, and he broke like 11 tackles on the same play. It was terrible. Yeah. Wow. I hate USC. I mean, going back to the Reggie Bush push game and all that, like, yeah, I hate them. I detest them. And we had a pretty good run against them for the last 5 or 6 years. And then obviously, what's my man's name? The new coach that came from Oklahoma. Jesus, slipping me. But Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley came in there and totally changed things up at USC. So that rivalry is back, it's live, it's in full effect now. And yeah, that's absolutely, that is the answer to your question. I hate USC. And most Notre Dame fans, oddly enough, for us, most of the games we play are rivalries, whether it's Boston College or Navy or Michigan State or Michigan or USC. We have a lot of rivalry games, but I really, really hate USC. And I don't have the hate for Michigan that I should have as an Irish fan, but it's definitely USC.
What's going on, Ray?
I definitely got hate for the Irish always. What's going on?
I respect that.
Oh man, Ray, man, what's going on with you, man? What's good with you, man? How you feeling?
I'm all right. Just waiting on this chicken to get done so I can complete the masterpiece and eat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. So let's get to some NBA Finals, man. So it's 2 games to 1. Denver. Denver won last night. 109 to 94. Jamal Murray and Jokic both had triple double. So
that's huge.
Huge. Yeah, that's huge for Denver. They got back home court. So, Mr. Bruce, starting off with you, how do you feel about these NBA Finals so far? Who do you have winning this series?
So I do have Denver winning the series. I'm kind of old school in the way I look at basketball. I definitely feel that there's certain tenets that.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Hope. Hold on just a second. Hey, who's that noise in the background?
Ray, you got your noise in the background?
Oh, that's probably me. That's probably that damn movie I'm watching. My bad. I was watching The Black Demon.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Anything? Y'all hear anything now?
Nope.
No. We
okay.
Good. It's all good now.
Oh yeah, that was that damn movie. My bad.
No, you good. Go ahead, Bruce.
Yeah, no, I was saying I think there's certain truisms that you win with in basketball, despite the fact that the game has changed a lot in terms of spreading the floor and shooting the three and being less physical. At the end of the day, if you have size and if you can rebound and if you run good offense and execute, then you can win basketball games. And now what we're seeing is this Denver team, with the way Jokic can play and the things that he can do, it really makes it tough because he can score on you from all 3 levels. He's an outstanding passer. As you see, he can be an excellent rebounder. He's a complete offensive player. Now, he can be a defensive liability, but the fact is, when you have him and then you have Jamal Murray going off as well, I believe last night was the first time you had 2 teammates in the NBA Finals with 30-point triple-doubles. Like, that's crazy. Like, what do you do with that? Now, with that said, Miami, they are well coached. They have an outstanding culture. Those role players are playing over their heads, and they have been all throughout this playoff run, so they're not going to roll over. Being a Celtics fan, I know this firsthand, but they're not going to roll over. They're going to continue to compete, and I do see this going 7, but I think that Denver just has a little too much. I don't think that they can deal with Jokic, and even if Murray's not going off, I think they have enough. They have a deep team, right? For a while in the NBA here, we got away from having a deep team and a deep roster, and we were always looking, thank you, LeBron James, at the super team thing, right? You want 3 superstars on a roster, and if possible, 4, right? But that's not, for the most part, the way that the great teams have won in the past, right? You get like 2 superstars. Sometimes you get 3, but normally 2, and then you fill out the roster around them. So I just think that Denver is deep. I think they play and execute extremely well. I love the way they rebound the basketball. Ironically, it was Pat Riley, when he was coaching the Lakers, said no rebounds, no rings, and you're seeing that now with Denver. They're a big, long team in the front court. And so you got Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., and Jokic, and they are crashing the boards, and that's how you win. Now, don't get me wrong, Miami missed a lot of shots, and when they get hot, they can get as hot as anybody. But if you rebound, you got a really good opportunity to win the championship, and I think that Denver will probably win in 7.
All right. What about you, Ray, man?
Well, first off, I've always been a Jimmy Butler guy. I root for the guy as much as anybody. But in this case, you know, I've been watching basketball for years. You know, I didn't just grow up watching the Pistons. I watched the Denver Nuggets growing up as well. You know, I watched the Michael Adams, the Pat Levers, LaFonso Ellison, people like that. And I didn't even think about it until I never seen Denver Nuggets in the finals. You know, I always wanted to see Jokic, what he can do on this level. I'm not disappointed. You know, it kind of I just think I can make a case if Denver don't miss the shots they made in game 2, they can easily be up 3-0. You know, and for them to miss the shots that they missed and only come up a 3-pointer short, that told me they just had an off night. I'll just say this. If Miami don't win Friday, it's over Monday. I don't see nothing miraculous. I see nothing spectacular. There will be no miracles on 34th Street this Christmas. I don't see it.
All right. What about you, Bree?
I just think what Murray and Jokic did was just incredible. You don't see that in the NBA. You just don't. With 30-point triple-double. And it just shows, even with them doing that, and they have the deepest team in the league. They have to. They do. And I tell you, and then also too, it shows the toughness in Miami that they are not going to quit. Even throughout all of that, they still didn't quit. They still had a grit and a grind. Still want to come back. And I understand people want to get on Jimmy Butler because he hasn't had the series that he had in the conference finals and the second round and everything, but he's still Jimmy Butler. You know what I'm saying? And I do agree. If they don't win tomorrow, they're done. They're done. And it just tells me, and Denver's team is good, man. They're really good. I know I know during the playoffs, people had them losing to Phoenix, and they took care of Phoenix. So I'm rooting for them to win the title. I look at they probably will win maybe, I would say 6 games, maybe 7. But I just think Jokic is just too dominant, and it's nothing they can do about that. And Bam Adebayo is one of the best defenders in the league, and he's having trouble, just like everybody else. So I think, but Miami does have one of the best coaches in the league, and he is good at adjusting. So I think they're going to have a different game plan for Game 4, just like they did in Game 2. But Miami just got to hit their shots, man. They have to hit their shots. They got to show the home crowd that they really want it. So, but Denver, I agree. I think Denver is going to win this finals, and this will be good. And Jokic should have won that third MVP. That's all I'm gonna say on that. You know,
I agree with that. I agree with you on that. Either him or Giannis. And B, he's fraudulent. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I usually pick Miami in 6. But Miami still got a shot. I mean, Denver is playing the best basketball. You know, out of the 3 games they've been, you know, obviously they won the 2 games. Like you said, you know, you brought up the point that they could have easily been up 3-0. If Murray would have hit that shot to tie it, could have sent it to overtime. Now the momentum would shift over to Denver in overtime, and Denver could have won it. Miami took their foot off the gas late in the fourth quarter. The thing is, that nobody, you don't have an answer for Jokic. It is what it is. Some just certain players, you just don't have an answer for. No matter what you do, what game plan it is, you just don't have an answer for that particular player that has that lot of talent that he has. You just don't. There's nothing you can really do about it. You just hope that he miss shots. You hope that if he dishes the ball to his teammates, that they miss shots. That's what you hope for if you're Miami. And, you know, Jamal Murray, man, he playing his butt off, man. He's been playing his butt off in these playoffs. You know, everybody's been rolled him off, saying that Denver's not going to make the finals. They had a fraudulent number 1 seed in the Western Conference, and they showed. I mean, they showed why they're the best team in the West, in the league. They showed that. You know, they come out. They took care of business against the Minnesota Baby Wolves. I'm sorry, I'm calling them the Baby Wolves. I'm sorry. They should have swept it. I don't know why Denver let them off.
The little
not
cat.
Not the she wolves.
Yeah. And so you took care of business against Phoenix, which everybody thought Phoenix was going to win the series because you got Kevin Durant and Booker and Chris Paul. That didn't work. And then
that's for me, Jay. I ain't got enough for that, man.
And then you sweep the Lakers.
I'm about to eat all that.
Like no problem.
I'll cook you some though. Oh, my bad. I was talking to my nephew.
No, you good. Yeah, you go on. You sweep the Lakers, and you had 9 days off before you started playing Miami. I mean, Denver, and then like you said, they're a deep team. They're a deep team. And then a guy like a rookie, Christian Brown, played out of his mind yesterday on the fourth quarter. You know, that's the trust that Mike Malone has with him and this team. You know, and you guys look at DeAndre Jordan and all them guys ain't been playing. Reggie Jackson he just touched the floor yesterday for a couple minutes.
I forgot they had Reggie Jackson and DeAndre Jordan.
Right. And, you know, this just shows how they're a deep team, you know, those guys. So Mike Malone is putting these guys in the situation for them to win. Now, Miami, they are a tough team. They show their resilience. That's why they're here in the finals. Why they took care of Boston. They took care of Milwaukee. They took care of New York. Miami's not going to quit at all. They got a great coach, Eric Spoelstra. Some people say, because he's under Pat Riley. You know, this is third. I mean, the man has had a winning record with the Miami franchise. He's one of the top 15 best head coaches in NBA history. That's just
NBA Finals.
Yeah. I mean, enough said. You know, with Eric Spoelstra, how great of a coach he is. You know, so I still hope for Miami. Hope for Miami to win. I want to see Jimmy Butler get a ring, but if Denver wins, congratulate them and Jokic and Jamal Murray, and they deserve it. So, yeah. Notice?
I agree.
Can I go back to a point that was made a little earlier, real quick? I heard it said Jokic should have won his third straight MVP. Embiid didn't deserve the MVP?
Nope, he didn't.
Now let's remember, gentlemen, this is a regular season award. We can't judge that off of what we've seen from him or haven't seen from him in the playoffs.
No, I'm saying that because Giannis was better than Embiid in 6 statistical categories. That's why I say that.
Well, yeah, but so I would go with you if the argument is if there is a specific criteria for winning that award, which unfortunately the NBA just refuses to do, right? But if we're just looking at dominance and we're looking at, eye test, and of course statistics matter, but I think Embiid was, in my opinion, Embiid was clearly the best player in the league this year. And when he matched up against Jokic, he destroyed him, completely ate his lunch. I think 47 and 18, like completely annihilated the dude. So a big part of
but Giannis gave him Giannis gave him.
Say again? I think we lost him. No, I was saying a big part of my old school mentality is, and it's not everything, but of course basketball is a team game. But when we're talking about who's better, and we both strap up and lace up those shoes, and we go out on the court, if I'm busting you down, you can't look at me and say you're better than me. Now, don't get me wrong, based on what we are seeing Jokic doing, performing at a historical level. Now, granted, competition matters. I don't think he's played a true center in this entire playoff run. Actually, he has in the first round, right? Against Minnesota. But for the most part, he hasn't played against an elite center. And you know, obviously in this NBA, the center position for the most part, you know, it's Embiid. I don't even consider Karl Anthony Towns, but it's Embiid and Jokic, right? There's not really much in the center position, so it helps. And I'm not trying to take anything away from what Jokic is doing, but competition matters, right? But anyway, on the MVP front, it is a regular season award, and I do believe that Embiid was the best player in the league during the regular season. Now, obviously, that didn't stand up to the scrutiny of the playoffs, and it really disgusted me how he just rolled over, 5 for 18 in Game 7 against Boston. That was pathetic, because when he wants to be unstoppable, there is no one in this league who can guard that man. But for the regular season, the right guy got the MVP. And I would have voted for him last year, too, if I had a vote.
I think they gave it to him because he cried the last 3 years. I don't feel he was deserving of it this year.
No,
and I can't stress this enough, man. Giannis was better than that dude in 6 categories, including block shots and rebounds.
Yeah.
So, and
we not even gonna, man, I'm not even gonna bring Jokic in this discussion. That's just unfair.
So I'll say this, right? You have a point about Giannis and leading in 6 categories. But let's look at this from a coaching standpoint, right? Depending on how many threes your team shoots, right? That takes away rebounds from your bigs, right?
Absolutely, it does.
I believe Philadelphia was one of the top 3-point shooting teams in the league, so that's going to affect the way your center rebounds. The coaching strategies, because I was just talking to a coach friend of mine yesterday, a former Division I women's basketball coach, so really astute on the X's and O's, and we were trying, because I'm always trying to figure out, like, what's the balance between trying to attack the offensive glass, and one of the things he says is, you know, when you dedicate a lot of resources to attacking the glass, if you don't get that rebound, you're probably going to get beat in transition, either giving up a 3 or a dunk, right? And so a lot of coaches nowadays don't really make it a point of emphasis to attack the glass. So with Embiid not dominating the way he should on the glass, and don't get me wrong, it drives me crazy too. He should be better on the glass than he is. But I think that's part of what we got to look at. Block shots are kind of iffy on the whole in today's game, because there are so many 3-pointers being taken. There's a lot less opportunities to get blocks. Now, that doesn't negate the fact, to your point, that Giannis led Embiid in blocks. So I get that. But I think a lot of times, man, we can't look at stats clearly on their face. We got to look at, you know, the teams and what type of role that plays in statistical production of these guys.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel that. It's a good case. It's a good case.
Nomis.
Oh yeah. Before y'all comment, let me just say this. I gotta get this out the way. It's always a great day in the NBA when LeBron James is not in the NBA Finals.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I'm
Beautiful day.
Though, because I guarantee probably the first one, the ratings are much better when he is in the NBA Finals. But I'm with you. I agree.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And Steph Curry.
Now we
Steph's my dog. I rock with Steph. I'd rather see Steph win than LeBron.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'd rather see the Celtics win than LeBron. I hate the Celtics.
I respect that.
I wish my guy was in the finals again, like he was back in 2019 and 2014 and 2013, Kawhi Leonard, but don't leave that.
Yeah, sad story.
I know.
Bad case, definitely.
Nomis, man.
Turns out the Spurs was right about Kawhi. What's up, Noam?
What's going on? Hey, I finally stay on here without getting kicked off. Screw StreamYard. Anyway, I had to switch devices. Oh my god. So my question I don't know if this got asked because I was, discombobulated. But do you feel like the NBA might try to stretch the series to a 7-game series despite us kind of knowing that Denver low-key should take this one?
I think if Denver play their A game, there's nothing they can do about it.
I agree with Ray. I
wouldn't say that the NBA fixes things, but it is interesting sometimes how series get stretched a little longer than they appear that they would go. It is interesting, but I think without any evidence to support it, it would be irresponsible of us to come on here and say that the NBA stretches things. But it is interesting to see. But I think in this case, though, with the way that Miami plays and the fact that they're never ever out of it, and they always going to continue to fight because that's just the Heat culture. That if this series, goes longer than we expect, then that can just be attributed to that's the Miami Heat, because they're not going to give up. They're going to fight for the very end.
Yeah.
And the Chicago Bulls could have eliminated all this.
Yep. Could eliminate all of that. So, yeah, like I said, we'll see, man. It's NBA Finals, man. You know, like I said, Miami got to tie the series tomorrow. They got to. They got to tie the series. Guarantee a game 6 back in Miami. They got to. So, man. So, Nomus, man, we didn't really get your intake on these NBA Finals so far, man.
You know what? I think the best way I can get my intake is that Denver, to me, looks like everything we would assume they would look like if they ever got to the finals. We assumed Jamal Murray could stay healthy. He would go off. We assumed Jokic would still be a problem. And we assumed that they would make it very tough, regardless of what side of the brick they would be on, where they on the road or if they at home. You pretty much going for a dog fight, because much as you say Miami don't give up either, we saw the Western Conference every game. Even when LeBron called still trying to drop 30 or 40 or whatever, they fought that game to the very end on that one too. So it's like they just don't. It's a high motor team. Both teams are high motor right now. They don't give up, and that's kind of I'm jealous of the Denver, because they look like the standard NBA team. You know, you got your point guard, you got your center, you got everybody else in between that fits their role. They healthy for the most part, and they still got guys on the bench that, if need be, they can probably be serviceable. That's what a team that you expect in the finals to look like. And you know, you gotta give the Heat, of course, credit, not to repeat the same thing, but Heat resilient. They show they resilient so far, man. You gotta understand, and that's tough. Going 7 games to Boston, and then after everything you've been through, they're not making the playoffs. It always took, and you still got a shot. You know, you 1-3, and 1-2. It's not like you 0-2 or 0-3 or nothing like that. They still won a game so far, and they still got a chance to win one at home. The force is to be at least a 7-game series. The problem with Miami, I feel like for the longest, has always been health and availability. That's kind of been like a thing for them, and they got to find a way to stop everybody else. You know, you can't slow down Murray. You can't slow down Jokic. Jokic got to do his thing regardless. At this point in time, he's gonna do what he's gonna do, but they got to stop all the other supporting cast members. That's their mission, and they got to take better shots, because if they don't, their chances are limited. It's just like it can go back and forth, but it's just harder for Miami right now. Like they really got to wheel out each game, because they undermanned and they tired, in my opinion. Despite being at home, they got behind a lot more. They got to play with more sense of urgency to kind of put pressure on, on the Denver Nuggets. So that's just what I've been looking at and what I've been seeing from the games that I have time to catch them and stuff like that, do the work and all that. But I just noticed the resilience of Miami and what we expected out of Denver. It's just to be expected and the resilience. That's what I look at this game. It's serious.
Absolutely. Well, look who we got, man. We got Dante in the building, man. What's up, Dante? What's going on with you, man? I guess he exited out. He'll be back with us.
Oh, I was about to say, Mr. Illogical, what's up?
I gotta mention this too. I gotta mention this too about Miami. with all the stuff that they went through, we got to understand too. This is a team that's in the finals. That's a number 8 seed. So
yeah,
that's impressive. That hasn't been done since '99. For a team that's an 8 seed, and we do see that the injuries have caught up to them. But for what they've done, even if Denver do win, what they've done throughout the season, and then the play-in and everything like that, I got to give my hat off to Miami.
Oh, absolutely.
I got to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. For them to be an 8th seed and go all the way to the finals, it's incredible. Incredible. And I give my hat off to it, but I still think Denver going to get them, though.
Right. Yeah, Denver just, go ahead. I'm bad. I was going to talk about Murray, man. Murray been going off.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I was just about to ask, am I the only one that noticed the last 3 Miami Heat teams that went to the finals have been injured?
Yeah.
I mean, look at the
last 3 Miami Heat teams that been in the finals. They've been injury riddled in the mud.
Yeah,
probably worse than the bubble. No, it's actually worse right now. Actually,
it's worse right now than the bubble. Yeah.
What the bubble? That was when Bam was playing hurt, and when they had Dragic was playing hurt.
Tyler Hero got hurt.
Yeah. Butler was playing hurt
Robinson
too.
Got hurt.
Yeah.
Hey man, Tyler Hero, he my guy, but he like injury prone to death, bro. Like he get injured every year.
Yeah, he in the same category as Cade Cunningham.
Yeah.
As far as
wait, we ain't gonna jump on him yet. He still gonna be straight.
It's a little late for that, man. I've been kicking Cade, but it's all right though. I'm ready. I can't wait to see what it look like. Of course, with the videos he keep posting, I ain't got no choice but to see it. He keeps showing them, posting videos every other day.
So fellas, I guess most of y'all in this panel are going with Denver to win the series. I'm still hoping for Miami. I pick Miami in 6. We'll see. Tomorrow's game is going to determine.
Depending on what happens tomorrow. Yeah. But the thing is, too, though, I will say this. I won't be shocked if Miami wins. Because
they should win tomorrow.
No, but I'm just saying, like, if they win the whole series and win the finals, I won't be shocked because...
Yeah, I'll be shocked. I'll give it to them, but I'll be shocked.
I don't know, man. Sometimes, man, it's like... I guess because it's different sports. When you got the Miami Heat right now look like the New York Giants. The 9-7 going straight to the Super Bowl taking it. I know it's 2 different sports, but I don't know, man. But they theoretically, like on paper, we know Denver should take this one within 5 games. But I just won't be surprised if somehow Miami come back. Because the thing about Miami, they always get them and Denver both always have some strange random player to step up.
That is true. Just like yesterday with Denver. Who was that guy?
Oh, bro.
Like, remember, the Denver is the reason why Jeremy Grant was able to get a contract with us partially. They matched
That's
the deal.
a fact.
And we took him because it was obviously more starting opportunity for him. He was balling against Kawhi Leonard in the playoff that series when he was eventually had to leave after that series. So they got them together to get where he was at this point in his career.
True.
He struggled as a second round pick to get where he was at, and they knew how to develop him properly. Helped him on his defensive game and helped him with his shooting ability. He was still kind of wild, but Jeremy Grant. Hey, listen, I won't be mad bringing him back as a Pistons fan. Let's be real.
Okay, let me ask y'all a question because I know this been on my mind all week. Have y'all heard Kendrick Slow Perkins?
What did he say?
Yeah. But he said the most stupidest. Okay, he called himself trying to check what's her name, Molly. He tried to check Molly over the fact that he sat there and said that Nurkic and Murray is not the best duo in the NBA right now. And he kind of backpedaled and said he didn't say that, but he did. Clearly, he did. He said they're not. So he
said that. I think he said that when they tried to compare him to Shaq and Kobe. I think that's when he said that.
No, it was they was in the talk, but he was talking about they was talking about this right now with this season in the final. He was saying no, they not, and then the girl was like, if you keep dancing around the debate, it's a debate, but you keep dancing around it. Like, what's the deal? Like, you keep saying they not, but then you saying, oh, I never said. He's like, I never said they wasn't, but you did. Like,
I mean, well, you gotta understand, Kendrick, he probably still upset because Jokic set his king down. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, come on, man, bro. If you that mad, bro, you mad over that, then he don't need to be an analyst, bro. He is really slow. He talk like he's slow.
Man,
bro.
None of these clowns need to be analysts.
Yeah, you ain't lying. Yeah, on second thought, you right. Yeah.
And I tell you who do need to be analysts. All of us. We should be analysts more than them. You know what I mean?
Man, I'm gonna get fired. I'm gonna get fired. I'm gonna get fired in week 1.
Me too. Cause they gonna like, no, bro. They gonna like, y'all gotta go, bro. They gonna look. They gonna be like this. Noam could come back. Daryl could come back. My man, the left of Noam could come back, but Ray Moore and Dante, nah, bro. We gonna end that contract right here. Like, y'all could just.
They not even gonna let Morris. They not even gonna let Morris in the building.
No, hell no. No, he gonna get put out before he gonna get put out at the front door, bro.
These nice guys.
Hey, I was on this Facebook Pistons panel earlier. My homeboy, he the administrator, he left for a minute and let me run the channel. And we having a pretty good conversation. I wasn't even bash nobody, you know. And some clown comes on. I'm calling him a clown. He said, and he was serious about it. He said the Pistons should go after Chris Paul. I said, yeah, you're blocked.
In that talk right now. We go in that right now.
Yeah, I'm like, you're blocked.
In that talk right now.
You can't come. Yeah. You can't come back around here.
All right.
You're stupid. I see.
No CP3 plus.
No, we don't need that. Hitman, man, what's up, man? What's going on, Hitman? How you feeling, man?
My fellow Spartan partner, what's up, player? How you doing?
What it do, boy?
What's up, no?
Oh, damn, I'm in a room full of Spartans,
Dante, fam, the whole fam, how you doing? Hey, what's up, Bree?
All right, I'm in a room full of Spartans. I gotta leave.
You got me and Noam here. We still go blue always in the building.
Hey, no, you go blue?
But y'all gotta remember, we got a Notre Dame fighting Irish guy here too. So you can't forget that.
Hey.
And I would have some choice words for that guy if he wasn't no Michigan sports fan.
Wait, who? You talking about the guy to the left or no?
No.
Bruce.
Our special guest, Bruce.
Our special guest.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, our special guest. Thank you.
Yeah, Bruce, cool. I just told him I'm always gonna have hate for the Irish. That ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, sorry, Bruce. Sorry, bro. I'm surprised ain't nobody ganging up on me.
So
we're not gonna do that.
Nah.
If he was a Dallas Cowboy fan, then we would.
Yeah,
you a Cowboy or a Buckeye? Absolutely. You a Cowboy, Packer, or a Buckeye? Absolutely.
Hey, so Hitman, how you feeling about these NBA finals so far? Who do you got winning this series, man?
I mean, unfortunately, man, you know, as much the Heat loves to fight, and I dig they fighting spirit, I had Nuggets in 6. Nuggets in 6.
Nuggets in 6.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all you got, man?
I mean, basically, I mean, who gonna stop Jokic? I mean, they can't stop the Joker. I mean, the dude is a walking triple double, and then on top of that, you got 3-point shooters all over the place. You got Murray, and then you got KCP off the bench, and then you got you know what I'm saying? What's homeboy name? Gordon. You know, with the extra rebounds. Who gonna stop that?
Yeah.
Hey man, you know what? I think after watching Aaron Gordon play, we need to start putting more respect on light-skinned guys again. Aaron Gordon, he was throwing that respect.
Hold on, man. I ain't going that far, man.
I'm definitely going that far with it.
Yeah, I ain't going that far.
I'm there with it.
and we give enough to Cade, so that should be enough.
Exactly.
Right, that's what I'm saying, bro.
Even though we just be teasing Cade, but still.
All right, man, Cade better come out and play next year. Cade better come out and play this season. I'm telling you. First time his ass go down like Joe Frazier, I'm saying something, bro. First time he go down like Joe Frazier, I'm saying something, bro. I'm like, bro, what Ray? What's that word you use? I'm like, he's a tender dick for real, bro. He just hurt, man. And I can't deal with that, bro.
And we should be saying that about Marvin Bagley.
Oh man, that bum.
Saying that about Marvin Bagley.
That bum. Yeah, okay. That bum.
Okay, James Wiseman too.
Okay.
All right.
James Wiseman too.
All right. Hey, all right. So, fellas, let's switch it up right quick, man. Let's talk some football, man. Talk some NFL, man. So, is everybody down with that? We talk some NFL.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. What's up?
All right, let's do it, man. So, Mr. Bruce, we start with you, man. Who you think is going to be the biggest surprise team in the NFL, or who you think going to be the biggest disappointed team in the NFL?
Biggest surprise team, Chicago Bears. I think that's easily the biggest surprise. Just looking at what they've been able to do, really making that concerted effort to surround Justin Fields with skill talent. He's got another year in the system. We know that he's a freak with his legs, but what kills me is that this premise that he can't throw the football accurately. Now, he hasn't yet in the NFL, but if you watch him in college at Ohio State, he was throwing dimes and making tight window throws, like more so than even Trevor Lawrence was. Trevor Lawrence was throwing to a lot of wide open guys. And Justin Fields was really operating like surgically from the pocket. If you look at it, what he was doing at Ohio State. Now he comes into the league. His first year, he's got Matt Nagy, who, let's face it, was not a great coach, right? His second year, he gets Eberflus as a head coach, who is a defensive guy. And I'm not anti-defensive guy, but when you have a quarterback with elite tools, you probably need to do a little something to try and facilitate that. He didn't really have many weapons in his second year. He had Luke Getsby come over from Green Bay, I believe, and become the offensive coordinator. So now he's got a second year in the scheme. Cole Kmet, go Irish. Another one of those Notre Dame tight ends. That's a weapon. He's got they got Deontay Coleman, I believe, from Charlotte. So they have a bruiser at the running back spot. They got DJ Moore from Charlotte, also from North Carolina, from Panthers. So they have a legitimate number one. They still have Mooney, and they still have Chase Claypool. So now they've surrounded him with weapons on the outside. They've got a good running back, and of course he has the ability to pull it at any time and take off in the run game if you're using those read option type and RPO type plays. He can throw it. He just has to prove it on this level, and it's going to be a function of how the coaching holds up and how the offensive line holds up. So I think that the Bears will be the biggest surprise in the league this year. Biggest disappointment, that's a tough one. That's what I love about the NFL. The parity is so crazy. Biggest disappointment, maybe. The Cowboys. Because as usual, you got people saying, "Oh, well, now they got Mike McCarthy calling the plays for Dak." What does that mean? Dak is overrated and overpaid. So the fact that he's calling the plays is not going to mean much. Tony Pollard, he's a very good back, but he's not an every down back. He can't pound it between the tackles. So I'm wondering, what are they going to do? The fact that they had Zeke, even though Zeke wasn't the Zeke of old last year, allowed Tony Pollard, when he came in, to change the pace back, to really, squirt through those holes and break those big runs off. But now that you don't have that, with Zeke being the pounded back, I don't know what we expect to see from Tony Pollard. They lost Kellen Moore, the offensive play caller, so now Dak has to deal with Mike McCarthy calling the plays and it being completely his system. Yeah, I think the Cowboys are going to fall off a lot. The defense is going to remain solid. Michael Parsons he's a beast. What's my man name? The lockdown corner they have. His brother plays up in Buffalo.
Trayvon Diggs. Trayvon Diggs.
Trayvon Diggs.
That's
He's a
my little
lockdown
brother.
corner, so you have two of the most important positions on defense. The defense is going to be very good, but I don't believe in Dak Prescott, not a bit. I think they lost something in the offseason, and they'll be the biggest disappointment. Not for me, because I never believe in them anyway, but they'll be the biggest disappointment for all these people year in and year out who want to say, the Cowboys are going to do something special this year.
So Bruce, let me ask you this. Now we're gonna get into this. How do you feel about the Detroit Lions this year?
So here's the thing. I think the Lions have a ton of potential. It's so funny. A couple of years ago, when Dan Campbell came in and he's biting kneecaps and all that, everybody was laughing at him. But I'm not a Lions fan per se, but I kind of loved what I was hearing, because this is a guy that really, you could tell by him saying stuff like that and him being, a former player and a rah-rah guy, like he's trying to rally those guys around him. And you can see the difference that he's kind of made in their mindset and their mentality. And Detroit, I think, has a lot of talent. I think they're a dangerous team. The problem is they can't sneak up on anyone this year. So now they're going to have to go out and win these games when people know that they are coming. And I'm not so sure that they'll be able to do that. Now, Minnesota is going to take a step back in the division. They're not going to win all those one-possession games like they did last year. I think, like I said, the Chicago Bears, I think, are going to be the surprise of the league. So they're going to be improved. It's definitely going to be interesting. The Lions are going to be competitive. I don't know exactly what they will do now that everyone sees them coming. Like last year, nobody saw what they were going to be able to do. Now they know that this is a good football team, and we got to prepare for these guys week in, week out.
Absolutely. Ellis, man, we go around. Whoever want to start first, man. How y'all feel about the Detroit Lions, man? And do y'all feel the Lions could be a playoff team, winning division, or SOL? Anybody can start.
Let me start. Oh, my bad. Sorry. Yeah. Let me just start off by saying the Bears still suck.
Badly.
As far as where we go this year, I am looking for the progression, because it's time to start seeing some progression. I give us at the most 11 wins. I think the NFC North in particular is going to take a step back. And I think the only difference between the Bears from last year, they're going to win 5 or 6 games as opposed to winning 3. I don't really see them improving dramatically. Even though they did make some good offseason moves, we'll see how that holds up. Right. I don't recognize who the Vikings are. Packers, I think we over them. It's out of the division I'm worried about. That's where I think the real test comes. And I'm not feeling too confident about week 1. I'm just gonna be honest.
I'm not neither. That Kansas City game, that's a champion we going against. I mean, shout out to Darlene for Roseanne. I mean, she gonna bust her ass Thursday, so I mean, I'm not looking forward to watching that game, because I mean, they already threw us in the lake of fire. So and then we got the Seahawks right after the Packers. So I mean, the Chiefs, my bad. So I don't know how that's gonna look. I mean,
but if we lose to the Chiefs, if we beat the Chiefs and lose to the Seahawks, I'm okay with that.
I am too. But if it's vice versa, I'll still be okay. If we lose to the Chiefs and then beat Seattle, all right, that'll be fine. But I think we can do some big things this season, man. We did good in the free agency as well. I think we got graded higher for doing good in the free agency, man. We grabbed a lot of players that we needed. Like I said, my only problem is I don't understand why Will Harris is still on the team. I really don't understand that, and I'm gonna keep standing on that, because this guy he's worse. I don't know who is worse between him or Never Lawson.
Probably Never Lawson.
I don't know. At least Never Lawson could stay with somebody. His fundamentals was jacked.
But at least Will Harris do got over 10 turnovers he has recorded over 10 turnovers as a Lion. Never Lawson was with us almost 10 years and recorded 1 fumble.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, you got me on that.
He took it to the house. I give him that, but that's all he produced.
I just can't stand Will Harris. He just be at 4 field loss. He just be at 4 field loss. He be at 4 field loss, bro. He be like how Kyler Murray was when he was here and his team was getting blasted back. His head was in Arizona somewhere, in Scottsdale, Arizona. His body was at 4 field, and I just don't know what he was even looking like. He was in the outer space, like. He wasn't.
We seen him walking around downtown before.
Like he was at the games his days. Like he wasn't even like that game. No wonder Arizona got blasted. He was just lost. He was just sitting there looking like, I know I'm supposed to do something here, but I don't know what it is.
Fellas, we gotta get the Hitman and everybody.
Hitman. Let's get your intake, man.
As far as my surprise team, I'm gonna say the Pittsburgh Steelers, because of the way I see their defense looking. I know they lost Sutton and we got them, but hearing good things about Kenny Pickett. They just picked up Allen Robinson from the. He's gonna help that receiving core with Deontay Johnson and now they got George Pickens from last year, a rookie that I really like. And I think Freiermuth is going to come up along with Najee Harris. They just got me. And my team, I'm just going to keep it within that same division. I think Lamar Jackson is set up for disappointment. Even though he got his money and they got OBJ and everything, it's with that receiving core, and I just have doubts about their receiving core finally together and get him out and stuff like that. Their defense will always be stout, but I think Lamar Jackson, unfortunately, he got his money. Vision being tough, I think they're set up for disappointment. Now, as far as how about the Lions, it hinges on two things: running game and stopping the run. We do well in two areas. I said at best, we put the North round, but not finish.
You know what? It's interesting. Before we get to Bree, it's interesting that you said the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the reason why is because a lot of people don't think the Pittsburgh Steelers gonna be a playoff team because they got a young quarterback. But people forget, man, you got a great head coach of Mike Tomlin, man. Mike Tomlin is he's like the Eric Spoelstra of the NFL that version of. He's right. Like you never.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah, they never going to quit. And for Mike Tomlin, he never ever had a losing record. His tenure with the Steelers. So
you mean Omar's twin, Omar's F's twin, yeah.
Okay. Bree, man, go ahead, bro.
As far as I would say probably disappointing teams. Man, it's a lot of them you can say, but I think I gotta say probably the disappointing team. I'm probably gonna stay at the Denver Broncos. I as much as I want to go for Russell Wilson, I think that division is too tough. And with the Chiefs and with Justin Herbert with the Chargers, I just think I think that division is too tough.
I got Denver as one of my surprise teams. Oh, I got Denver as a bounce back team, actually.
They're gonna surprise you being disappointed. I'm gonna tell you that.
Think about it. They was a playoff caliber defense last year. The offense was shit. They got most of their same defense.
It's gonna be the same as this year. Trust me.
Yeah. Russell Wilson still gonna be throwing
you got Sean Payton calling the plays. It is not gonna be the same as last year. It ain't gonna look nothing like last year.
They're gonna get blasted twice by Kansas City. I know that.
Yeah.
Mahomes gonna get about 50 on them.
I think they're gonna beat Kansas City once this year.
Oh hell no!
Now they're not gonna beat them they're not gonna beat them in a playoff game. But then again, I don't know.
They might not beat them in the season game either.
Yeah. Now, as far as surprise teams, I'm gonna throw a curveball. I'm gonna say the Atlanta Falcons. I like that team. They got Pitts, and their defense got better getting Okuda, and they got AJ Terrell corner too. So they got a nice defense. I think they can surprise people.
I got a visual for y'all. Let's say the Lions play the Falcons this year. It's a tight game. It's like 13 seconds of the game left or whatever. It's four for whatever. You know, Atlanta, they just going for we got the ball. We going for we're doing what we normally do. And Jeff Okuda get the game-winning pick 6.
Oh no!
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised.
No, Atlanta. Look, I know this about Lions defensive players and offensive players. All the other teams know how to use our old players.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Look at Kyle Van Noy. Was over here sucking ass at defense. Got over at Patriots and he just converted to their playbook. Got a ring out of it. Did he get 2 rings?
Got a couple rings out of it.
Yeah.
And made a Pro Bowl.
Jonathan Sue.
I didn't see that coming.
Problem over here. Got his ass to Tampa and got on the ship and got a ring.
And he was on the Super Bowl team that Jared Goff laid the egg in.
Stafford, Lakin Tomlinson, a lot of guys.
Right. Oh God, that guy. You mean leak his trash juice?
Yeah, Lincoln Tomlinson went to San Francisco and reinvented himself. Like, is this a 5-letter B word? What the?
That's because they slapped the education out of them. They slapped the right in the football.
All right. So, Nomis, you next.
Yep. Okay, so this is where everybody leaves the panel, except for probably Bruce and maybe Daryl, because Daryl don't want to scold me. And I know for a fact that I know Bree go probably just have his head down the whole time. But my surprise team is
I want to party with y'all anyway. Peace out.
Well, my surprise
I don't have to take this. I'm going home.
Oh man, I can't even think that. So my surprise team is actually going to be the Detroit Lions. It's going to be the Detroit Lions. Yes, that's my surprise team. Because we didn't seen the Lions before. We never had this much hype going into a season. We had our minimum hype, for having playoff years. And then the expectation will always be we were going to win. We would just, wet the bed every time. So the Lions actually proved that they can get over the hype this time, despite not being in the position where they can just sneak up on you and do what it is that they were doing last year. And they can win. That means they may be finally turning the corner because that they are actually focusing on developing the team and playing football the right way. You know what I'm saying? That's at this point we got no choice but to hope for that because, like I said, we lost the element of surprise. So with that being said, now my disappointment team of the year, for me, I'm gonna say that the biggest disappointment of a team I think this year is going to hands down be the Buffalo Bills. Because
what?
Yeah, that's a weird one.
I thought you were going to say the New York Jets or somebody, but okay.
That's what I thought. I thought the Ken Rodgers went over there. That's an easy one, though. That's
too easy. The reason why I say the Buffalo Bills is because have they done enough in this offseason to fix the literal problems that they've been having? Or are they going to continue to do the same old thing they've been doing? Because they are starting to feel like they're hitting the wall a little bit. Like, they haven't provided a running game yet for Josh Allen yet at this point in time. He's had a very bad season this past year as far as turnovers go. Defensively, they had a lot of injuries. They pinned a lot of their cap on Von Miller. This ain't the same Von Miller from 10 years ago. that we saw win the Super Bowl. You gave him a lot of money. On top of that, you already was low on back. What's it going to take? Because you got to understand, Sean McDermott is a defensive-minded coach. And the problem is he needs to hire somebody that's going to help him develop that offense a lot better, because Allen can't keep going through running his body, getting knocked over, and they're still trying to tough it out every year. Eventually, he's going to end up like a certain quarterback that's somewhere hiding in LA right now. Right? Because he's similar to that, but a little bit different, just in a better situation than he was that certain LA quarterback that was Detroit. So I'm just saying, for the sake of the Bills, they need to fix that running game on offense. They need to protect the quarterback. He himself has to play a little bit better. And they need to find a way to fix the cap, because that defense is going to take a huge nosedive if they can't afford to keep nobody there, or they don't draft enough players to help around with Von Miller do. Because when you take that kind of crap, you spending on a guy like that, you was basically saying, hey, we're going to the Super Bowl. You gamble everything on. Absolutely. The Bills in a weird way are set up to fail. Not saying they will, but they got a lot of rejuvenation they need to do. All of us. The coaching staff, the quarterback, the offensive play callers, the freaking even the defensive staff as well.
Hey,
everybody, they need to.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry, man, because I'm about to get off here in a minute. I just want to ask you to do me a favor, seeing how you work at Ford Field. I was just saying you could somehow get a letter to the front office and ask them to please, at least attempt. See if we can get Dalvin Cook and DeAndre Hopkins. I'm just saying, I want to win.
If you want to win, you need to be saying turn that into Quentin Williams and somebody else, because that's what we need.
No, I want what I just said. I mean, them other guys.
I was wondering when you don't hear it. I knew somebody was gonna say it. I knew it.
That's right. I want Dalvin Cook and DeAndre Hopkins. Yes, I do. I especially want D-Hop, but yeah, I do want both of them guys, and we can get them. Why the hell not? Why not?
Hey, I'm gonna have to agree with Ray on that though. Yeah, at least get Delvin Cook over here, man. We already lost Swift. Shit. I mean, I'm
not scared of no defense. If we got them two on our side of the ball, I'm not scared of no defense.
Wait. I'm gonna have to disagree with that, because we just literally gave up a running back that can only play 5 games. Now y'all want us to get another running back to play only 5 games a year? Come on now.
What you think?
No, we trying to get over the hump. No shit, we trying to get over the hump.
What 5 games of a running back?
Okay, listen.
I don't want to talk about those damn 5 games. We still got Will Harris, bro.
He would be with us now, so we ain't got to worry about him getting hurt. He only get hurt when we play him.
Okay, listen, gentlemen. Let's knock off the Dalvin Cook talk. We not getting. Listen, we got David Montgomery, we got Jahmyr Gibbs, and we got my man's Muhammad Ibrahim.
I like all of them.
Yeah, so we don't need no Dalvin Cook. We don't even we ain't gonna even think about
bullshit. Yeah, hell we do. But go ahead.
We don't even think about it. No. Did you finish with your surprise and disappointment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
Y'all be smooth though, man. I'm out of here.
All right, Ray, man. Thanks for coming through, man.
All right, man. Nice meeting you, Bruce. Y'all be smooth.
Hey, pleasure.
All right.
So let's see. I'm gonna go with my biggest disappointment. My biggest disappointment, I'm gonna have to go. It's somebody in the AFC. I'm gonna have to go with the New York Football Jets.
Yeah, because of Aaron Rodgers. Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers with the Jets. Because the simple fact, their defense is going to be great. Yeah, I'm not taking their defense. Their defense is going to be great. But they're off. I just don't see the New York Jets. You know, they hyping them up. Like, okay, Aaron Rodgers, yes, he's there. He's not going to take you to a Super Bowl. That division, the AFC East, is going to be tough. People say New England, they count New England out because of, you know, they don't. And Mac Jones is not that quarterback everybody look at and talk about. But one thing they got, that damn head coach, Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick. Them guys is gonna play hard. They're gonna play some defense. He's a defensive guru for a reason. He's a 6-time Super Bowl champion for a reason. Then you know, and like I said, Miami, they're going to be around. Miami's going to be around. They just got to stay healthy, especially their quarterback, Tua. Miami's going to be a tough team. You can't count them out. The Buffalo Bills, you can't never count them out. I disagree with you, no. I understand that's your opinion, how you feel the Buffalo Bills will be a disappointing team. I just don't. I think Buffalo.
I didn't count them out.
No, I know you ain't counting them out. I say I'm disagreeing that I don't think they're a disappointing team. But you just can't never count them guys out, man. I just think they went through what they went through last few years. When they lost to Kansas City twice in the playoffs, both years, and they lose to Cincinnati. You know, it was a tough situation for Buffalo. You know, they've been through a lot, especially with DeMar Hamlin. You know, saying you know, I'm glad he's back on the football field. So it's important. You know, I'm glad he's in good shape. You know, he's in good spirits. So, but that division is going to be so tough. I just don't think the New York Jets offensively is going to be as everybody what they think it is. I just don't think the New York Jets is. I think they'll be the disappointing team. You know, Aaron Rodgers is old. He's about 38, 39 years old. He's not going to. I just don't think he's going to do what Brady did with the Buccaneers. I just don't think he's going to do it.
You know, he's going to get smashed on.
I just don't think
that line ain't going to hold up for his ass. I'm going to tell you.
Yeah. And then they got to shore up their offensive line. So I just don't see it. Now, the biggest, my surprise to me, y'all won't believe this when I tell you this. The Houston Texans. The Houston Texans. The reason why I say the Houston Texans, because DeMeco Ryans, head coach, that defense, he's going to get that defense together. You get Will Anderson over there. They drafted. You got some young studs over there. That's going to buy into this DeMeco Ryans and that coaching staff, especially on the defensive side of the ball. It's going to buy in. And I know they got a rookie, you got a young quarterback. I know they do. But Houston Texans are going to be the surprising team. Watch out for them. They're going to be competitive. They're going to play hard. They're going to win some games. I don't think. Now, obviously, they're going to make the playoffs, but I think they're going to be more competitive. They're going to give Jacksonville a run for their money in that division.
I think people got the time.
Bruce shaking his head like, nah, man.
That's why I'm laughing too. That's why I'm laughing.
I don't see it. I like Stroud a lot, and I see good things for him in the future. But this year, I definitely see Houston coming in last in the division. I think that with a healthy Jonathan Taylor, I think the Colts will be back second in the division. I think that Tennessee is always well coached. They're always tough. If Derrick Henry's still on that team, they will be competitive. I think the Jags, as of right now, are the best team in the division. And you got a healthy, refocused Calvin Ridley adding to that receiving core. That could be a very dangerous thing. So I don't see much success at all. This is probably going to be the worst season of CJ Stroud's football life. So I don't see much success, but that could be a good thing because that means they draft high and you know, get some more stuff to put around them. But right now, I'm trying to think, besides Damian Pierce, like, who are the weapons that they have for him? Like, I get the defense will be improved, but unfortunately, this is the NFL in 2023, and the NFL doesn't like defense very much. So it's a quarterback and weapons league, and you've got the quarterback, but where are the weapons? So I don't see Houston as being able to give the Jags a run for anything. I mean, they're playing competitively in the games, but I think the Jags are clearly the class of the division at this point. They've got coaching, they've got the quarterback, they've got weapons for them, and you know, that's what I see. I don't think Houston is anywhere near ready yet.
But before I let you go, right quick, I would say this. Now, the problem when you said the coach, I get Jonathan Taylor. You know, I get he one of your best players on that team. But who's their quarterback? Who's their quarterback for Houston? I mean, for Indy.
So if it's Anthony Richardson, and I was just talking to my friend about this earlier today, if Anthony Richardson is the starting quarterback, Jonathan Taylor better have 300 carries if he's healthy. Like, you turn around and you give that guy that ball as much as humanly possible. And with a guy like Anthony Richardson, you can also now utilize the RPO and read option concept. So because of his leg, you can do a lot of the same stuff that you're going to do with Justin Fields up in Chicago. So it's definitely there to have, you know, moderate level success. Nobody's saying that, you know, they're going to go win a Super Bowl, but if it's Anthony Richardson, you don't put too much on his plate. And what we got to remember with the Colts, Shane Steichen had a lot of success. I believe he was in Arizona with Kyler Murray, and we saw what he did in terms of helping to develop Jalen Hurts. So Shane Steichen seems to know what to do with these type of quarterbacks.
I just don't see it with the Colts. In Tennessee, I mean, like I said, Derrick Henry's still on the team, fine, but you can't trust Ryan Tannehill. You can't trust.
I get it.
I think Houston is in a good position. They could possibly get second place in that division. I can see that. I can see Houston. I can see Houston be second place in their division. I just don't see the Colts, and I definitely don't see Tennessee. I think Tennessee will be last in their division. I just don't see it. Go ahead, No.
Now, I don't know officially about who gonna be what seed or not. That's a tough call to say second, but I will say this: the reason why I can get behind the Texans being a surprise team, because it depends on what you call a surprise team. Like the Lions, sort of last year were a surprise team, and they won like 9 games. So a surprise team can be a 7-win, 8-win team. And a disappointing team can still win 12 games, but we just know the fate. Like, you know, that team with that star on his helmet. You know, that there's always disappointment. There's been a disappointment even winning the Super Bowl. They were a big disappointment. So, like that's just to me what that was definitely. I don't want to throw that in there because, like, you know, you could argue that the Texans might start off losing very rigorously in the season because, you know, it's a young quarterback with a new fresh head coach. I think they will start off kind of losing in the end, but I think they will gain some traction at some point in the season. I think they'll start winning a lot of games. I will say that because they're going to lean on their defense. I think they'll figure something out offensively maybe down the line because you know that Rico Ryan's going to bring a little touch of what he learned over there for Kyle Shanahan, the 49ers. So they're going to try to develop an offensive system that's going to allow them to be more fluid with the run game to help support that defense. So that's something I will assume that they're going to do as a defense. Because, like, again, they got a young quarterback, and you don't want to make this mistake trying to put too much on. So that's why I say I can get with Daryl when he says surprise if he's talking about 6 or maybe 8 game season, because you know over there in that division, the chance could be 10 wins and everybody else is 7. Right? That division just stay like that. So you know, I see where Daryl comes from. That you know, I can dig it. What on my estimation, as far as the Bills, when you look at the teams they lost to in the playoffs, they lost to teams that did everything that I noticed they don't. That's protect the quarterback. They run the football. The Bills don't seem to properly do those things consistently enough. You know, I know Joe Burrow, that's a little bit different when I say protect the quarterback, because, you know, for him it seems like he just more like had to protect himself. But they just couldn't get to him. And, you know, and at the end of the day, they still found ways to win the football themselves, bro. That's just what the Bills are missing. They had the receivers. They got the talent. They just don't have – they're missing a couple of links. So when I say disappointment, I'm not counting them out. I think they'll still beat the Jets after. I might even argue they could end up sweeping them, depending on the scenario. But I just don't feel like they're going to hit the wall. I just feel like they're going to hit the wall again at a certain point in the playoffs. I don't trust them enough. And that's just what it comes out to why I say they're going to be big. It's disappointing because it's like, what's it gonna give? Like we've been hearing Josh Allen, Super Bowl this, Super Bowl that, Super Bowl bound this, and it's like it's kind of it's starting to sound like Cowboys.
No, I gotta add on to what Noam talking about too. That's why I think he said the Bills, because the fact of the matter is the Bills have been to the playoffs and they have gotten deep. They have gotten almost there. They almost at the Super Bowl, and then they just choked. Like, I mean, I understand the Kansas City game when they went against Kansas City, that kind of didn't fall in their favor because Kansas City got the ball first. So you knew what was going to happen there. You knew Mahomes was going to try to run it down there and win. That's all he wanted to do. He wanted to get it over with. But then with the Cincinnati, I really think they had a better chance of beating Cincinnati. And they choked that away because Joe Burrow has no line.
All right, so fellas, our special guest Bruce, you got any final thoughts, man? I know you got to get out of here.
This was great. I definitely appreciate it. It was a lot of fun, and it was cool. Definitely. I love part of what I love about sports talk is just getting the different feelings from different people, and especially when you take into account like regional considerations. Like you guys are Detroit guys, so getting that it's rare that I get to really talk to a bunch of people about the NFC North. One of my good friends is a big Bears fan, so he talks about the Bears all the time. But just hearing that NFC North slant was really cool. And just kind of, you guys gave me some stuff to think about in terms of biggest surprises, biggest disappointments, and I really appreciate that. So definitely good stuff, and I look forward to talking with y'all again.
We definitely appreciate you coming through on our show. Definitely appreciate it, man. And just again before we let you go, where can people follow you on the social media platforms?
Yeah, absolutely. On Twitter, you can follow at Bruce F.A. Hope. That's at Bruce F.A. Hope. Instagram, The Format Podcast. TikTok, I believe, is also The Format Podcast. And, of course, you can find The Format Podcast on YouTube and wherever you get your audio podcast.
Absolutely, man.
Absolute, man.
Absolutely. So, Mr. Bruce, we'd like to thank you for coming to our show, D313XP, man. We're glad to have you. You was wonderful. You was great with us today, man. We love to have you back on our show. You're more welcome to come back anytime. We definitely gonna be checking out the format podcast. So we definitely gonna be checking you out and show the love and support, man.
I appreciate that, gentlemen. Y'all have a good night. Thanks again for having me.
Thank you,
brother.
Thank you.
Thank you again for your service. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up, man. Like, I got a question for Noam. I got a question for all three of y'all at the top, man, because I've been thinking about this on my mind all day. I wanted to talk about I'm glad y'all touched on the Monte Williams thing, because I was thinking like the reason he probably said no the first time is probably because he got a lower bag. They just threw a bag at him, and it was just some random, probably was like some low random bag, and he said no. And right before he was about to leave, they probably threw that grand bag at him, which remember they said he took an offer he couldn't refuse.
Well, let me say this. Let me go ahead. Let me go on this one though, right quick. I'm gonna say this. Well, even then, he was gonna, if he didn't take the Pistons job, he still would have been straight for the next few years.
Yeah,
because he was already still gonna get paid by the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah,
they still had to pay him.
Wait. Question: What year deal was he on with Phoenix?
I can't remember exactly, but he had like a couple more years left on his contract.
What?
He had a 6-year deal with Phoenix?
I think he was going to be a head coach.
Oh shit!
Yeah, he got like he still because if he didn't take this Pistons job, Phoenix still would have paid him.
Yeah, Phoenix still would have paid him.
They still would have paid him for the next couple years. So, but I think the Pistons shout out to Tom Gores and the coaching. Shout out to Tom Gores and Troy Weaver, to went after. They didn't give up. They did not quit. They went after him. They hey, we want this. They want this guy as our head coach of the Detroit Pistons, man. And and he ended up. They gave him the bag. They gave him the bag. They gave him the bag. Hey, you come here. 6 years, $78.5 million, plus 2 more years. Plus 2 more years with incentives of $100 million. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you the highest paying coach in NBA history.
Yeah, he is.
For Tom Gores to do what he did to show that he wanted this guy to help this young group of men to be successful on and off the court. And this Pistons team is going to turn. What Tom Gore is doing is going to, Troy Weaver, they're restoring this franchise. Now it comes down to health. They cutting him and Ivy and those guys are our main core. Health is the biggest key. So it's going down to, man. But Monty Williams, he's done it with New Orleans Hornets when they was the Hornets, with a young Chris Paul, with a young David West, with a young Tyson Chandler, with young players that he helped make them guys better. The same thing he did with Phoenix. Got them. They was a laughingstock team for the last 10 years before Monty Williams got there. Turning that franchise around, made it to the NBA Finals, made a playoff appearance every year. Went 8-0. On the finishes the bubble. I mean, Monty Williams gonna just come in. He's gonna set the tone with this team. He's gonna make sure these players, these young players, is gonna buy into the system. He's gonna, you already brought in Steven Silas.
Yeah,
one of your coaching staff. I'm happy for Steven Silas. He deserved it. Trying to bring in Jerry Jack. He's trying to bring the right pieces, and he's going to bring the right players that's going to help fit this culture, this young Pistons team. So he's going to help K. Cunningham and Ivy and Stewarts and all the younger core that we have. Help them be better players, compete. So.
That girl, I gotta say, he's the reason we're going to be watching the Pistons again.
Absolutely. Let's get Hitman in, man.
I was trying to answer a question that he asked.
My bad. No,
I was about to say the initial bag that he threw at him was actually about $50 million, and he turned that down. So it was basically going to be about $10 million a year. So I guess he amped up to like what was it, 11.5 or something like that? Yeah, 11.5 million, or 13.5 million. Because I know he's getting paid more than Greg Pop. And he is. So he gave him about 73 on the platform, but the incentive is he can make up to about 100 million.
Damn.
Yep.
6-year deal. So I mean,
shit, no wonder he took the job.
He a top 10 coach in the league, though. You gotta understand. Probably top 5, despite getting fired. You gotta understand too. It's just because somebody gets fired, don't always mean that coach was in the wrong or he did something wrong. Because all these coaches, because the one they replaced him with, Budenholzer got fired too, and he beat Monty Williams in the finals, but he got fired by Milwaukee. So you ask yourself then, why all these coaches keep getting fired? Some of it, every coach is now going to make mistakes in game decisions. Oh, they should have did this more. They should have double teamed it. That's going to happen a lot more than not in this NBA era.
Hey, unless you Doc Rivers.
Yeah, let's you Doc Rivers. Let's you Doc Rivers.
Boy, they sent that bastard smoking out of Philly.
Bro, but Hitman, man, I know you've been kind of quiet over it. So what's your take on this whole Monty Williams scenario, man? What was your take on it?
At first, on some real ish, I was surprised because it was a report that it was gonna sit out, and collect the bag from the Phoenix Suns. But as soon as he accepted the bigger one, I'm like, what in the world just happened? I was like shocked, but then at the same time, it's like we got a core that's so young and hungry to win. I think Cade and Ivy is gonna benefit the most out of this, and I can't forget Duran, who is also gonna benefit from this. I mean, he's pretty much gonna be the Pistons version of, I'm gonna say Ayton, but with a bigger Ben Wallace mix, if I can say it like that. I'm not saying he's Ben Wallace yet, but Duran is in development. I say with those three players, along with Wiseman or Bagley coming off the bench, I mean, this could be a possible promising situation in the next 2 years. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're in the playoff picture the year after the next.
I guess you off the K wagon too.
I'm just glad that Casey ain't there. That's the thing that I'm happy about. I'm just happy that Casey ain't there no more. On the sidelines.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, I got like 7 players that this team needs to build around, and that's Cade, Jaden Ivey, Duran. I'm still rocking with my man Stu and Killian Hayes and Eugene Omori, and I'm still trying to show love with Livers too. Because the thing is, they do everything we need them to do. Most of that unit, I said, they all zoomed in, they all zeroed in, focused. They all have they all at some point help on defense. They all can get to the rim and play and put points on the board. They don't have the veteran guys to help them out. I don't know what the pick's going to be. You know, where it's going to be Jerez, if it's going to be Whitmer, if it's going to be one of the Tim boys, whatever they call themselves. I don't know who's going to be, but veteran-wise, like we already said, we want to bring Jeremy Grant home. But even JT McDaniels for the Sixers, I wouldn't mind him, because you need somebody out there with them that can properly help get those young pieces in line. They can help make sure people on their assignment. With his experience, he could be helpful. You know what I'm saying? Like as a wing small forward for us that can help probably play 3 and D. We need to start thinking like that. The Pistons fans are assuming that we need to go out there and try to steal some big name. No, you need the veteran guys that can match. I don't really care for Bojan to be on the team. Bojan could be a help, especially if he was off the bench. That's why I said I didn't like him on the team, because I feel like him and Alex Burke could be really good off the bench. But if you get a veteran that really can help us, Breed, don't do that to me. You know how I feel about Bojan. I don't care about that.
I know, that's why I'm laughing.
but the concession, if you look in our history, though, guys like Bojan normally come off the bench. But I know it's a different time and all that stuff and the situation we were in. But it's just that, they need some veteran defensive guys that can also command the locker room, like how we used to have with Marcus Morris. You know what I'm saying? We need that help. And when we get those pieces, we go, and they can say healthy, that's the biggest thing. We're going to get to see the lineups and how he quarterback line. We're not going to be focused on firing him theoretically, because our regular season should be going better. Keyword should. I didn't for sure anything. I didn't say anything, but I'm saying it should be. That's why I felt that Tom Gores personally said, F this. We trying to decide who it's going to be. This is the guy to go get. Let me go spin back. Oh, he don't want this? No, fuck this. I'm giving him this. And voila. And that's why we are. This, for me, I wasn't like, oh my God, let me jump up and down. I'm like, okay, I totally get this. I totally get why he's doing this. But yeah. Y'all want to get some final thoughts? Okay.
Well, Bree, you got any final thoughts?
Yeah, man, just a great show. Just shout out to Bruce for coming in, being a special guest. Shout out to just everybody who just came in and everything, man. And just great topic, great show, and just had a lot of fun. And hey, it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning.
Hitman, you got any final thoughts?
I mean, basically, you know, as far as the Lions go, I'm just gonna say that health is a big factor. We got to stay healthy. That is a must. If we got any shot of winning the division, I know everybody been talking about, oh, they pegged us as the favorites and all that, but health is a big thing. And on the Pistons side, same thing. And I'm saying this directly to Bagley and Wiseman. Study your body so you can learn how to put muscles in the right places so that you can be more durable. You gotta study your body so you can be more durable. So this Monty Williams thing can finally work. Because I'm sick of all this losing, bro. I'm tired of it. I want to see us contend for playoff spots at least in the next 2 years, at the most. That's my
real.
No.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, of course, I gotta say big salutes and little salutes to Mr. Blue Coat, man. Thank you for your service. You know what I'm saying? I have my opinions about the military and stuff like that, but I appreciate your services, sir, as a black man that went out there and, you know, did what he did, and you know, now he's living the life he did to, you know, live, and just doing his content. Definitely follow him on the Format Podcast, man. That's his channel. Can't thank him enough for coming on the show, especially after, you know, unfortunate cancellations due to very understandable situations. It's good to have you back, bro. Hope all is going well with your health, bro. You know, I want to say, to piggyback off the Jimmyest war machine of all time, which is through and through Hitman, he's right. And, you know, like I said, it goes as I also said. You know, when you look at Cade, I know a lot of people not feeling him for whatever crappy reason. You know what I'm saying, about the health and stuff, but understand this. It doesn't mean he's not going to get hurt again, but knock on wood, or everybody got wood, he did focus on getting that surgery done. He had the maturity to go get it done early as he could. They waited options first, and then when it was time to get surgery, he made the right decision as in his young career to say sacrifice now and become stronger later. And I'm assuming, and I'm going to give him love to say that he'll be stronger later because of what he has, the maturity he had to go get the surgery. A lot of veteran players let it heal and try to eventually play on it and then just get hurt again. He tried to fix the problem now while he's younger, while he can heal faster, and then with the modern day NBA medicines and all that stuff like that. So I can appreciate that. And that's what I say. We need those young players that are zero and focused in. They are dedicated. And all 7 of those names I've been naming seem to be dedicated. They need to be here. And we had to build on that. And for the Lions, you know, we go keep hopefully moving forward. Definitely look on this channel for more Lions content because I'm about to start making more videos. I've been releasing a couple of them out there. You know what I'm saying? And y'all go stay up to date with us, man. Again, man, thank you all who joined us. Dante, Hitman, of course, you, bro. You know, Ray Moore. And again, obviously, you know, Bruce Hope, man, started the show today. Thank him again for joining us. Can't wait to get him back on soon again. And then, of course, my brothers in the panel, my brother Reed, and my other co-host, my alternative friend here, my Mr. I get my haircut smoothed out, trying to compete with no Miss J. Okay, I see you.
Yeah, okay.
Daryl, appreciate you, brother. And again,
I ain't no alternative friend, god dang it.
Again, I was on time today, everybody. I was on time, so y'all can't talk mess. I seen your comment on. I ain't forgot. But I appreciate y'all, man. Just stay up to with us, and I'm gonna end this off with Mr. Daryl here.
Hey, listen, man, it was another great show today, episode 13. definitely look forward to episode 14 coming up next week. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe to our channel, D313XP. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on our Facebook page as well, and our Instagram. We definitely gonna be continue posting consistent content. Myself, Bree, and Nomis. Make sure y'all check us out, man. We definitely gonna be out there. Our Rappaport show is gonna be a special. We're gonna be down there at the Tigers game this coming Monday against the Atlanta Braves. So make sure y'all check us down there. It's gonna be a special Rappaport show. So definitely looking forward to that. So we definitely gonna be posting stuff out there as well, man. So yeah, so it was great show, man, having our special guest Bruce Hope. Make sure y'all follow his podcast, the Format Podcast. Follow his Twitter account and his TikTok. So yeah, it's been a great show. Shout out to, like I said, Hitman and Dante and Ray. Always give a shout out to our guy. Even he always show love, man. He always show love. 0-16, man. Always show love, man. So, but yeah, man, we gonna end this show. I hope everybody have a great night. Take care of yourself and each other and your family. Take care of your health too. Take care of your health. Your boy's going through a little something right now, myself, but hanging in there. Make sure everybody take care of your health, man. And take care. This is another episode of D313XP. Fellas, we out of here. Peace.
And to duck a string yard, I'm going to beat your ass.
Yep.